Well, John, welcome back to Poppers TV. Nice to see you again,
you.
and
Yeah, good to be
nice to see a bit of football as well after quite a period of no games. It must be pleasing to get a game on, but frustrating after the results today. How do you feel the game went?
It wasn't a classic. I mean, there's no point in trying to sort of to glam things up. It wasn't a classic, but I mean, what you've got to remember is you've said that both teams haven't kicked the ball for a month now. So. The boys have been working very hard in training, but I think it just takes the edge off your game when you're not playing on a regular basis. But what we've said to them in the dressing room afterwards is that they've become a very hard side to beat now, and that's always a good foundation for moving forward. It's a game that I suppose in different circumstances we could have lost today, but we haven't. We've made ourselves very resolute and very hard to beat, and we've ground a good point out today. And if you look at the way results have gone, then it's a very good point indeed for us.
Definitely, yeah. You say a good point, and the team's dropping points around us as well. So it pushes Kettering further up. But we hit the post crossbar. Did you feel at one point? Yeah, a point is all we're going to get today. Or, second half, it did seem all Kettering.
Yeah.
There are players there who should be finding the back of the net. Are you slightly disappointed with some of them?
Well, I think you're always disappointed when you dominate a half like we have the second half and you don't capitalise on it. It's always a little bit disappointing. But I suppose on a different day, the ones that hit the bar, the ones that hit the post, they go in, and you just take the rough with the smooth. You have to. But it was a game. I thought, like I said, the second 45 minutes, I thought we dominated. I thought we, on a very difficult surface, we played some lovely little sort of combination plays around the edge of the box to create the chances that we hit the post and the bar with. But on another day they go in and we've won. But it wasn't to be today, I guess.
You must be pleased with Trey Mitford taking on that contract and then rewarding and showing his passion for the club and getting a good goal today. He seemed to be a boss the front line today, but we had a few new players as well. How do you feel they played today?
Yeah, I thought Amari Sterling James made a big difference when he came on. I thought he immediately got their back four on the back foot. And give us a little bit more positivity. Trey, going back to Trey, I thought he was excellent today. I thought he led the line well, took his goal very well, but he led the line well today, which has been an aspect of his play that perhaps hasn't been a strength. But today, all the things we've been working on over the month that we've had off, he came good today. He's worked very hard at leading the line. The other lad, young Jordan, I thought Jordan was steady, a little bit of a shaky start, but he's got better as the game went on, and that's all you can ask. He's 20-year-old. He's stepped up in class in terms of where he's come from, and I thought towards the end of the game he looked like a pretty accomplished centre back. So all in all, quite happy.
Good stuff, and especially when you think there hasn't been any competitive games for quite some time as well. Players possibly looking a bit rusty, or just having that match fitness, having to get back into that as well.
Well, it's like starting the season again. There's no two ways about it. We've had over the last month we've had a second pre-season. So today, like I say, was probably the first match of the second part of the season, as it were, and so I think you've got to be happy with the result today. We're not beating ourselves up, put it that way.
Yeah. Looking on the touchline, both managers and coaches seem very animated with certain decisions. How did you feel? It was a very stop-start game, wasn't it? Do you feel that maybe the referee influenced the game a little too much today?
Can we move on to the next question, because that could cost me money if I answer that one. Sure.
Of course, yes, yeah. Paul White made some great saves in that first half as well, and second half didn't really have too much to do. That defence, as you say, seemed to grow. Luke Graham, how's he finding that sort of captaincy role at the moment?
Well, I think Luke's, when we first came to the club, Luke was doing a multitude of jobs, and I think the fact that now he he can concentrate on playing and concentrate on the on being the captain of the club. I think it's had a very positive effect on his performances, and you know, I think he's had a tremendous season so far. Paul, again, you know, going back to Paul, who you mentioned, I thought it's always difficult for a goalkeeper when there's long spells of the game when you're not involved.
Definitely.
But he's kept his concentration today. He's shown why he's Kettering Town's #1. And he's you know, like you say, he's pulled off 1 or 2 tremendous saves in the first half. But as we say, that's what he's paid to do. So he's done his job very well, and you know, that's all we ask. That's all we ask as a management team. All we ask of the players is that they go out and they do the job well every week. You know, and if they do the job well, we're a very hard side to beat.
That's it. You know, Kettering was set up today, and they looked strong. They looked a lot stronger than they have been over the last couple of months, maybe earlier on in the season as well. So obviously fitness is something you're working on. You know, what's the routine like now for training? Is it mainly fitness, or is it now trying to get that skill back in now the pitch is starting to settle down slightly?
No, we only, you know, we don't only do any sort of extra fitness work when we think we particularly need it. Training's good. The tempo is always good in training. The application's always good in training. We have an absolutely marvellous facility now to train on, which the club's sorted out for us, and you know, and I'd like to thank, you know, all the powers that be for doing that. We have a lovely, like I say, a lovely facility up at Latimer Arts College.
Yeah.
And I think the boys have responded because we've got such a good facility there. The boys have responded, but their attitude in training is first class, and you know, you couldn't point a finger at anybody and say they don't come and give 100%, because the attitude is spot on and they work hard. And I actually said to them today before they went out, I said, look, you know, we've had a month off, and during that month you've applied yourselves well, you've worked hard, you've been a credit to the club. You know, go out and get what you deserve today, and perhaps with a little bit more luck we'd have got the 3 points that they deserve. But as you know, as far as their application, attitude in training goes, absolutely superb, first class. Their attitude out on the pitch is first class. You know, we've got a good set of lads.
Yeah. With losing Marcus Kelly, Aaron O'Connor, will there be any more players come in, or do you feel the loanees who have come in and the youth players sort of knocking on that door as well is going to be enough to see the squad through to the end of the season?
Well, we're always looking, as you do. You know, to lose 2 players who are as important to the club as Aaron and Marcus, you know, who are both absolutely superb players and big players for the club. You know, to lose them at this stage of the season is a massive blow. Both of them are working very hard on their rehab to try and be back within, you know, within the sort of the month perhaps that they've been given to get fit, or the physios predicted that they'll be fit in. So they're both working very hard. To lose them is a big blow, but and we're always looking, we're always networking and looking around. So you know, I wouldn't think that Amari might maybe not the last player to come in, but we'll just have to monitor things and see how they go. You know, because we've got Michael Richards coming back from suspension on Tuesday, which gives us which gives us a little bit of a boost, and then Michael McGrath will be back after the Hereford game. So the squad's looking stronger probably than it has for a long time.
Longest for quite some time.
So you know, so they'll have to improve. They'll have to improve the team for us to be tempted to bring somebody in at this stage.
And will there be a place for possibly Joel Carter after his month loan at Tamworth as well?
Well, we hope so. You know, the whole purpose of sending Joe to Grantham and then to Tamworth on loan is for him to get match fitness. We all know what Joel's capable of. He's a match winner on his day. So you know, it's just a case now of Joel getting up to match speed, and of course there will be a role for him to play when he comes back.
That's good to hear. As you say, the squad's certainly looking a lot stronger and larger now than maybe at the start of the season as well. So Hereford on Tuesday, you know, they can certainly show there's some upsets there with their game against York the other day. Yeah. You won't give too much away, but hopefully no injuries from today, or?
Well, none reported so far, so that's good. Hereford have won again today on the road at Farsley Celtic, so they're obviously they're enjoying an upturn in fortunes, and they'll be difficult opponents. They have good players. You know, Paul and I have talked about them and said, you know, they've got a good squad of players. They shouldn't be where they are, and it looks like they're starting to find that form now. Yeah. So it'll be a difficult game, but you know, like I said, we have become very hard to beat. and let's hope we can just improve upon that and go on better than today.
Definitely. Well, John, thank you so much for joining us on Poppers TV.
It's a pleasure as always.
And good luck for Tuesday night as well. Hopefully we get a few more Kettering fans through the turnstiles as well. Let's
hope so. I mean, they're a massive influence, without a doubt, our fans. You know, they get behind the boys. They're absolutely brilliant. You know, we are very, very grateful to the support they give us home and away. So let's hope they turn out in droves on Tuesday night and get behind us for another 3 points.
I'm sure they will. John, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers.
It's been a pleasure.